That is loud. All right. Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna adjust the camera. You're gonna go on an adventure. My lovely Star Wars shelf and blue stuff in the background. But hey there everyone, and welcome to Midnight Modding, which is actually for once Monday night modding. But I renamed it so that I can still have it sound kind of similar, but considering that they've mostly been on like Fridays recently, then it all works. This is the Coke that I'm usually drinking when I'm streaming. But now you get to see me actually drink it. That's really the difference with these streams. But, it's hiding all of your messages again, James Grant. I don't know why it does that. But, in this stream, we're going to do some live mod work. I might get into mapping Umbara in a bit, and then we'll have a stream fully dedicated to that, but I had some other stuff that I wanted to do as well. But I think what we're going to do first is take a look at some of the... oh shit, I want to open everything. Did it just open everything? I think it did open everything. This isn't what we wanted at all. Alright, close everything. There we go. So we have our workspace set up. We are going to go over to the revolt manager. Well, I want to specifically work on the population thing. No, the Coke was not left in the freezer. That was disgusting. It wasn't disgusting, it was just a mess. But where is Kiwi's thing? Bounty Hunter. Did he include it in this? No. It was in the previous one. So this is one of the things I want. And this is another one of the things I want. So we've done a lot of the initial revolt setup on stream. Kiwi has been working on a plugin that'll help with populating those planets after revolts. So we are going to be taking a look at that. So let's see what it complains about when it crashes. Nope. And I guess we're going to want to do the debugger. There are 7 or 8 issues for each project in the Git that are listed for Fall of the Republic and Thrawn's Revenge before we'll be ready for testing. But we're launching into the debugger first. I'm going to try to go to a map that's going to crash for us. Or not crash, that's going to have some revolts for us. And then we'll see what the crash is going to do. Now, for whatever reason, James Grant's messages always get like hidden by the auto-moderator stuff, which is kind of weird. Even though I've set it to automatically approve him. Because it's literally everything. Or mostly everything. So this takes a while to load up, but let's see. Revolt Manager. So it's mostly just that got added. But I feel like the... I feel like that's probably why. Yeah, hold on. I feel like I have a theory. But it has to actually load first. So... No game theories. No MatPat. God, I hate the debug build. Oh, is it finally done? When you're trying to load it in a modded thing, it takes fucking forever. 5 ever, even. I wouldn't go as far as 6 ever, but, you know. Let's see. Was the loyalty repository putting everything to Empire? So we want to check this, and we're going to check this. Default, preferred owners, warlord. Okay, yeah. So everyone's pissed off. I haven't fixed all of them yet. But that suits our purposes. Everyone but Ord Mantell should flip on like week 3. Ben Hoodie's asking, I'm a Legends Lord. I was wondering if the Empire of the Hand was the faction that Thrawn led during the Thrawn campaign, or did Thrawn lead another Imperial Remnant group? So no, the Thrawn campaign was Thrawn leading the actual Empire, like the remains of the Empire. The Empire of the Hand was a separate faction that he set up in the Unknown Regions. They are separate groups. So like the Thrawn campaign was like what's left of Movie Empire. Oh, it crashed there. That's weird. Let's quit. And let's go here. Corruption. AI log. Random bounty hunter. Okay, the bounty hunter manager is being problematic there. So I might have to fix both to do that. Hey Bullet, how's it going? What did he call it? Let's ask GitHub. Plugins, that should do it. You know what? Screw it. Execute all the ship crews. Kind of just want to turn this off right now. I want these ones. Hopefully that'll be enough there. We store everything on the Git. I have the premium thing, and then we have LFS. So I end up paying a couple dollars every time someone downloads the mod on the team. But it's just so much easier to deal with. I figure it's worth the annoyance. Or the annoyance saved is worth the money. And then after this stream, I get to do something incredibly tedious. So that's fun. Yeah, we looked at a few other things. It's just there's some other stuff that works better if you have a certain number of people. But when you go above that, it ends up being just more expensive. Or not letting you do it. Pox has been trying to find a reason for us to set up a server of literally any kind because he wants to play around with it, but so far nothing. Let's see. Give me some errors, please. Everyone getting very pissed off. We're at the moment of truth, and by truth I mean crashing. Please crash, though. How does the error system work within XMLs? Right now, it's done through a bunch of story events. I can show you guys in a couple minutes if you remind me. But so Arinda flipped and it did crash. That's good. That's what we wanted. But we are planning to change the way the errors work, just to put it through a Lua handler. That'll make everything a lot easier. But attempt to compare number with nil. Populate planet. Was it doing that before actually moving anything, though? What line was that? So that was line 265. Does change planet owner and repopulate, and populate rather? Does that also use change planet owner retreat? Spawn. Can you even do that? What was this adapted from? I feel like this is... That doesn't seem right, but I'm not trusting myself to say it's not right yet. That's random GC spawn, okay. Data scripts library, random GC spawn. So we want data scripts library. Then it'll just be down here. Zero. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what this is all. Distribution. So it has all of that then. So this was all copied directly there. Basically, from the ground up, our single planet start, Bob wrote a script to spawn everything from scratch. And we're trying to, what Kiwi did is change it, or try to adapt it into our plugin system so that we can use it for different stuff. But right now, this is an invalid value, I think. Unit count. Is there a way to make a planet switch sides midway through a campaign? That's what we're working on right now. We have the actual swap happening right now. We're just doing a new way to put new forces on it. So what gets into here? We know these are all change owner. Can we check? Did I get rid of the log file? Any idea when the next Edge of Despair episode is going to be? There should be one tomorrow. Well, Wednesday night. That should be the final episode of this campaign, or maybe there'll be a couple more, but we'll see. Insert. Did it actually work on any of them? No. It got to Arinda, it swapped Arinda, and then it decided it was done. So... Did that actually... Oh, I didn't actually turn on debug messages. So I wouldn't be able to see that. Select spawn unit. We're not actually getting a value from that. Spawn count, combat value divided by spawn unit combat rating. So what if... I'm just going to see if that is the main error here. And I am going to... I'm going to just force it to be 5. The nice thing about Lua changing is that you can edit the scripts while you're in game, and you just have to go back to the main menu, and like once you get to the point where they'd be loaded, it'll reinitialize. But with XML, you pretty much always have to leave the game. If you're trying to edit the UI, like the C files for the UI, which you can set like all this stuff up, then you can also do that well in game, which is incredibly handy. We do have a model for Slave 2's class. We just need to do the texture for it. So that will be coming. I'm very sad about this. I have to do actual work. Don't like it. So it's going to take another couple minutes to get back to 3 stacks and then flipping. But we should be able to figure out what's going on off of it. The nice thing about having everything intertwined is that it'll crash everything. So it's easy to notice when something's gone wrong. We have to be very sure every part of the framework is going to work, or else it will crash. And it's better that it all crashes loudly than crashes like quietly off in a corner and you're not sure what fucked up. Because that can result in much worse issues. Or much more persistent issues, not necessarily worse. Alright, this is just going to run through. So I have 1 galactic week to be right back.
Tactical battle imminent.
Oh, hi. So that worked. It's not quite what we wanted there. So the problem was apparently just getting the
Tactical battle imminent.
is that all loading properly? Okay, yeah, that worked. So we can go back into the main menu here. There's only a couple thousand pop cap. So, the problem is just that unit count. It's not getting the unit count properly. So, we know it's getting that from select spawn unit here, which is the exact same as this one. So, local space equals false, local cap equals game random, free random, 1 to 3. Spawn unit equals distribution sample. Unfound, if not spawn unit, then return nil. So spawn count is what's getting returned here. But I want to check these error messages. Or the debug messages, rather. Because they will tell us more stuff. Chosen. Will it tell us here what it's actually hoping to find? So that number is actually getting determined fine. When we are at spawn count is, we have spawn count. The problem seems to be cap equals spawn count equals cap. The problem seems to be it's not actually getting spawn count back properly there. But it should have been using that all just fine. If so, we know that's the problem. Then... So what this will do is... This value is what was causing a problem before. Right now it's going to test if it's a valid value before doing anything. And if it is, it'll go into the actual function. Otherwise, it'll tell us that it's not valid. And it'll probably break here. So I will cut there. And do that. And then it'll just leave without doing anything. So let's see what it decides after that. So for whatever reason, the initial run we did, it wasn't getting a valid number of units to spawn. From our test that we just did right there, the value that it was having trouble with was getting determined properly each time. So theoretically, that should work, unless it's failing at some other point. But yeah. Nino's asking, do you have plans to update the website's faction stats? I was there a few days ago. It doesn't have the CSA listed as faction. We are doing a full rework of the website that basically automatically scrapes the data values from the mod. Until then, the website will not have up-to-date data information. That's from like 2.1 at the latest. The website is not in any way accurate right now. But Pox has most of that done. We just have to do some like extra faction information, I think. And the main thing is figuring out like how the fuck to deal with GDPR. What I need to do to be GDPR compliant without giving everyone my home address. Because that would not be epic. Alright, so we are going into next week. It'll always be a little bit messy because we're flipping like every planet, so there's nowhere for the units to properly retreat to. But we can easily iron out that. Come on. And hopefully my message doesn't break the game either. But almost to the next week. The problem right now is that it's still randomizing who's getting what, which is not quite what we want. Because like we want the faction owner to determine what they have. So if they're going to warlords, that should default to independent forces. Rather, that should default to some imperial fleets. If it's going to warlords, sometimes we'd want like an independent New Republic set of units. So I'd want to set up like subgroups of like culture groups for it. But that's a next step. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's just flagging you as someone who's sending inappropriate messages everywhere. So even though you're set to auto-approve on the channel, it's not doing it. Alright, what is happening now? Software agnostic error unit not found. Unit count not valid. Alright. Why is unit count not valid? I'm gonna get that to relaunch. It looked like it had no way out of that loop. Yeah, oops. Never broke that. Will this break for that? Why is that not valid this time? I'm not sure. Well, let's see. We know that it's not valid. That's fine. What is total count even doing? That's making that break. Okay. Did it ever... Here, we know it had it there. If we go backwards here. That's way at the start, okay. Okay, so select spawn unit, combat power to spawn, we're sending the player, we're sending the combat power to spawn, we're sending the distribution. Space equals false, cap. Game random. Well, we know it's getting the unit. We'll see. I wish this would run when it's not focused. Then I could be playing around with the code while it's still over here. Getting through the first few weeks. The rule is that it's always something stupid. Like, when we find out what's going on here, I'm going to be upset about it. New Republic. The campaign. Yeah. Oh, supernova. Right, so that'll load. We know when we set that on its own, it was fine. Wait, was it? Hold on. Was it throwing error unit not found as well? Nope. Well, it wouldn't be anymore because I I let it reload because I'm an idiot. Well, no, it was fine because we set it. That function's not the problem, I don't think. The repurposed Empire of the hands actually worked out kind of well. I didn't hate them. Everybody check your phone for a few minutes. Because nothing interesting will be going on here until week 4.
Mission log updated.
Waiting, waiting, waiting. Lots of fucking waiting. Right, everyone just sit calmly and think about your favorite stories. The cool beats that inspire you. Cool beats and epic treats. Such a laggy executable. Yeah, it did. We have almost hit 30,000 subscribers. That is true. So if you're watching right now and you haven't subscribed or if you haven't liked, if you press both of those buttons, then I get a little bit of serotonin. You get occasionally entertaining content sometimes, but I get the serotonin. But we are 105 subscribers away from 30,000, which means that this Saturday we are going to be doing a 12-hour stream. We are going to start at noon EST and go until midnight EST, and it'll be painful. We have no plans to buff the nebula. Alright, did that... You weren't supposed to work, though. You were supposed to crash. Did you? Okay, thank God you crashed. So they all flipped, but they didn't spawn anything? Were some just not gonna spawn anything? Strange. No, this won't be, I won't be dragging devs into this one. That's just for the anniversary streams. With the ability to swap out your command staff, will that allow you to access heroes that only show up in specific GCs and progressive ones? In some cases, yeah. Not in every case, but... Wait, did that... Why is that... Like, some would still be GC specific, but not all of them. A lot of ones that were previously only useful in progressive or singular GCs would be valid as progressive GCs. This is interesting. Okay, well, that does make sense, actually, because that's what the break is supposed to do. But it doesn't explain why it then crashed. If I... Okay, it did crash, but I don't know why. It's not saying it's crashed. Yeah, technically that'd be possible, Bennett. You just have to give yourself a planet somewhere. Okay, what am I still looking at this for? No, I haven't. Polyworld, but thank you very much for the $5 donation. Let's see. I will do that now. Well, I'll at least put it in the my thing. So it's right there. So you can, when the stream is over, it will be the thing on my phone. Where is... What would I do when I hit 100,000 subscribers? I guess that depends on when I hit it, if I hit it. Because if I'm like 50, then I don't know. But if it happens sooner than when I'm 50, then something decidedly more epic. Okay, what is actually determining it then? Because we know that's the problem. So get back here. I mean, Ek posted another one of my videos from Datapad on his main channel today. That usually gets me a couple subscribers on that channel. The first time he did it was like 7,000 subscribers. This time, sadly, it's been closer to about 400. So, very sad times. But Streamlabs, so there's a site called Streamlabs that has a bunch of sometimes helpful but usually false information about, like, well, false is a strong, like, they get a lot of pretty decent information for how much they'd actually have access to through the API. And, like, usually the projections for it are assuming it's going to stay at, like, whatever the constant rate of growth would be. And it's always depressing looking at it because it was like 2025 you'll hit 60,000 subscribers or something. But when I went and checked yesterday, it was like by the end of next year we'll hit 50,000, 60,000 ish, and by the end of the year after that we'd hit 100,000. So I mean, it sounds like a long way away, but it's been 5 years since I started the channel, and we're at 30,000 now. So it usually does speed up a bit. So maybe if I find some more stuff that kind of catches on, do more of those shit posting videos, maybe we'll end up hitting 100,000 sooner. Maybe by the end of next year, get 70,000 subscribers in a year. 'Cause that'd be a lot. Shit. We're back again. Sorry. All right, sorry about that. Would you ever consider doing a comm chatter with Star Wars Explained? Yeah. I think that show is typically slightly higher profile pick people than me, but I would definitely be open to it. It's like special guests, Rule Cooley, Jonas Sutomo, even Eckhart's Ladder. Then I'd be kind of lower on the totem pole of internet fandom. Especially because Alex is not especially familiar with Empire at War. So I don't think that's going to get me much traction there. But, okay, so this is weird. It's getting that. Like, it thinks it's getting something there. And unit count is only... You know what? I'm going to do something dumb. Which shouldn't surprise anyone. If spawn count is less than 0, then spawn count equals 1. Combat value... Is combat value being sent properly? Combat value to spawn... Combat value over count, combat value... Total combat power, which is coming from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's definitely getting the combat power, else it would just return. So that's something. Steam doesn't show how many total. Well. Here. I can actually show you guys. So, Thrawn's Revenge. We go to item stats. Because I don't think you guys can see this. This is cumulative subscribers. But total unique subscribers. 300,000 total unique subscribers. Current subscribers, so everyone who currently has the mod subscriber installed, is 223,000, which I believe puts us about 7,000 behind Republic of War, but we're actually catching up to that. And you can kind of see here, levels off, but then recently there's been about as many subscribers as when, as any time since the workshop went up. But if you go for like, I think the metric of like subscribe versus stay subscribed versus ratings, then that like Thrawn's Revenge shows up as the most popular, or Fall of the Republic actually shows up as the most popular, but it's weird. I'm not sure exactly how the metric for that works rather. So I think most subs current, so the most subbed category I think ranks it by total, and the page only displays cumulative. So like I think Fall of the Republic shows just below remake, but the current subs are slightly higher. So if you go by like current subscribers, then it's Republic at War, TR, Fall of the Republic remake. But yeah, well, Alex doesn't play Empire at War, so I don't think he really would be that interested in interviewing someone about Empire at War. But this is the problem. Unit count. Why are you not doing things? Is it because it doesn't have the value? I mean, if spawn count and spawn count equals 1. And spawn units. That's all thing. That's all valid. Combat value over spawn unit dot get combat rating. So is it just failing to get combat rating for something? It might be that. How is the Mandator coming along? The Mandator 1 and 2 are finished. I just got to move a turret on the 2 because it got exported out of position, I think, or it was moved on the model without me realizing it when I was texturing it. But Nolan, I think, is actually working on the rigging for that while he's listening to this, if he's still around. And I'm going to be doing the actual coding for the unit and the way to acquire the unit probably later tonight, depending on when the other stuff I need to do gets done. Because it's been an hour, and so far I've not really made any progress. Because like this could do it. I mean, if not test valid spawn count, then what's one? So let's see what that does. Are we at least getting that value? Because that would probably tell us if this works. The problem is that when it's trying to get this value, one of these two values is not working out for us. But there's definitely a spawn unit. Is get combat rating? I've never used that one. Is that a thing? Like, is that just a base game thing? Find in files, get combat rating, that'll tell us everything. Well, if it's not a valid unit, then it should return nil. And when we made the value, when we made the spawn count be a fixed number up here, it worked fine. So the unit is always being returned. I'm pretty confident in this part and this part. I'm less confident necessarily in this part and this part. So it's probably a mess up, or probably something going wrong there. Get combat rating is valid. Okay, so that's good. I've never used that one, so I just wanted to make sure. Dev tourney win? I mean, you guys got to schedule your matches. The tournament is technically ready whenever. I just need to start prodding people to tell me when works for them to do their matches. Other than this Saturday, because I got a thing there. I might end up having to just record my own, because there's going to be 35 best of threes, at least. So I might just have to record my own matches for any posting of videos. But with the prize, I do need to make sure that I do put them out as videos, because otherwise I'm losing a lot of money on it. Random spawn has everything. No, it doesn't. Does it? Is that why? Is it just not a valid function? Require random GC spawn. Is that it? Like, oh no, that's. Ooh, an object plan. Why that's just PG state machine. So maybe you don't need anything. Okay, well, we'll see in a second. Any future plans in the CSA? Also, is there an FAQ? There is an FAQ in the Discord. It's mostly... it's mostly stuff like why multiplayer GC isn't there and that kind of thing. But for most of this right now, not really doing anything, so feel free to ask any questions you may have. But any future plans on CSA? They're like everyone else, they're going to get their own government mechanics. So there's no faction that's like staying how it is right now forever. It's just a matter of when we get to certain things. What are the new Dreadnoughts and SSDs are coming to the mods? Well, this version, there's the Mandators that are new. But there's a bunch of redone ones. So, like the Executor, the Vengeance, the Viscount was redone last time, the Bellator. Pretty much every SSD is either redone or in the process of getting redone. In the future, the Assertor will be finished at some point, allegedly. I don't know. Like the Assertor I started in like 2017 because it was going to potentially be a commission, but then it was like I wasn't really comfortable with the commission. I didn't take any money for it. It was going to be paid at the end, and I pretty much immediately was just like, you know what, I'm going to make this for the mod, so I'm still going to make it, and then you can use that when it's done, but I'm not feeling great about this, so... It was started at a point where I wasn't necessarily making it primarily for the mod, so that's why it's just been on the back burner for so long. The plan with the tournament is to have them stream through Discord, and then I'll record the screen from that, but that would look terrible, so I'm not sure exactly how we're going to handle that. Okay, that crashed. Did I AIFF script? So I might just have, and there's going to be so fucking many because it's a best of 3 for every matchup. So I might just have to tell them, report to me the results, and I'll record my own matches. Because I'm going to last through the whole thing anyway, so that it'd still be me recording part of every round, and maybe I'll do a recap after every round. Well, I already put up the Steam Workshop item for you guys. That's going to be used during the tournament. So... Error. Attempt to compare a number with nil. Interesting. It's still doing that. When will the next update come out? There is no release date yet. We're getting close to being in testing. There's only a couple of things that need to be done before we'll be in testing period. but we are not there yet. Why does it work here, but not there? Your team should try to make your own Star Wars games, and if you're going to hit games with new stuff, we legally wouldn't be able to do that, and the skill set to actually make a game is very different from modding a game. We definitely are not making our own Star Wars game. Even if we made our own game, it would definitely not be a Star Wars game. I am just going to save some effort. Power rating. No, because nothing else is doing that. Yeah, we don't need the state machine. No one cares about the state machine. It's definitely not contributing to it. Let's set that there, because then we'll know if that is the problem. Like if it's the declaring of it there. And just to be faster, I'm going to. Where's the influence manager? Influence service. Here. Then unrest. Okay, that'll make it a little bit faster while we're doing this. Are modders able to replace the game engines that are... I mean, that would be replacing, like, that'd just be making a new game. So that'd be the same thing. What goes to the turn? You can use whatever faction they want. I have some... There are some rules to it about like how the maps get picked, how the factions get picked, who get to pick which faction. It is limited to just the CIS, Republic, Empire, and New Republic. For the first round, it's just Fall of the Republic as well. So just CIS versus Republic. And mirror matches are allowed, so... There are some rules. It's not just a free-for-all. A lot of it also relies on good faith participation from everyone, even though there is a prize. So I don't know. Maybe this will be what tears the team apart. It could be that. Alright, let's see.
Mission log updated.
What have you done? That broke. That broke. How did that break? $265. Don't take care with it. Okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting, disappointing, and kind of annoying. It's all of my favorite things. Plus 5. So that's... interesting, weird. What's your favorite playable faction so far in Thrawn's Revenge? Empire of the Hand, I think, is my favorite faction still. They're kind of hurting on the ground, but they do what they can. So unit count. Why is it like, what the fuck? We do it. It works fine and from the ground up. I don't understand. If it was the unit, then I would understand. But it's a number. It's the combat power rating. But is it just never getting the combat power? Hold on. No, because it's just setting a number. I just told it a number. We'll spawn count. Did we get a chosen on that? Can I get a chosen for you, please? Chosen 1, Nebula be frigate to spawn. Yeah. And then it goes down. Six. Da-da-da. So there's that. That's there. Chosen. So it would be before this. That's way down there. Okay, that's not the same function. What program do you use to texture? I use Substance Painter. But for the Community Challenge heroes, since they were mostly recolors, I mostly did those in Photoshop. Okay, so that's fucking weird. It's not even getting to... Like, it's not doing this? I'm so confused. Hey there, Chow. How's it going? And Connor? Like, we're using the same code. It's just the same code. Right? Am I missing something? Did something different happen? Found this one. No. No, the one that works isn't in config either. Doesn't really make a difference. Why are you like this? I guess I need to do this. So that works. Unfound, and this, spawn unit, power rating. We've already tried setting that to 5 there. The problem is getting this actually in. You know what? Fuck this. I am doing this an inefficient way, but... Select spawn unit, number, return spawn count. And this is only going to return spawn unit. Then unit count. I'm going to change this to set spawn unit number. This is now set spawn unit number. So we don't need this. This can all leave. Spawn unit is distribution sample, then nil. Return nil. This one is just to get the spawn unit. This one is just to get the unit count. If unit, then end. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do it dirtily right now because we don't need distribution here. We don't need combat power value there. So we don't need distribution here. We don't need player. Hey, for a shot. And do we need space on that? I don't think we need space on that. Oh, we do. So it sets upon number. Return spawn count, and unit count equals that. So we do need unit. Set spawn number. Need spawn unit. There. Now they're separate functions. And yeah. Hello, Bryce. Hey, Timmy. Yeah, this is the revolt spawner shell. The thing that Kiwi was working on, was having trouble with, and I am obviously having just as much fun as Kiwi was. But I feel like we might be getting somewhere at least. So I'm just gonna go down here. There we go. At the chat, other than Timmy and Bryce, the last almost every message that I can see has been devs and testers. There's so many of them. All right, we're coming to the end of the week. Ooh, we are only 93 subscribers away from 30,000 right now. All right, that happened. Okay, that did crash everything still. So that's fun. Where is it? Population. Populate. I want to go next. Jump to next. Okay, that's at least a different error that I caused by doing something else stupid. So that's fun. Because that was line 301. Oops. When is Age of Rebellion Edge of Despair coming back? Edge of Despair should be this Wednesday. We had to take a couple weeks off because Kalo had a lot of preparing to do, and because content creation isn't his job, so he has one of those stupid other schedules to deal with. With Age of Rebellion, I'm not sure. It depends when Ek is available again. So it could be another week or two, maybe. So it's really depends on how parenting's going. So there may be a couple more impromptu tap calves like we had last week. But really, I haven't even spoken to Ek that much in the last couple weeks. That was one of the only real conversations I've had with him, where he just popped up and was like, "Hey, we can do tap calf tonight if you want." I was like, "Cool, let's do that." All right, here we go. The moment of crash. We need to go back here. Populate in a backwards direction. There we go, 2. Well, at least something else is being shitty now. Count pass unit. I shouldn't need to do this though. Fuck. Spawn unit equals unit. Spawn count equals combat power. So I just get it to get the... Pox. I'm upset. I don't know why this won't work. And I'm doing stupid stuff to make it work. I'm gonna put this back how it was. I've obviously... Like, this works when Bob did it. It didn't work when Kiwi did it. It's the same fucking code. I don't understand. Why, like... So, Pox, here's what's happening. This ends up being nil when it's gotten through this. And then it's supposed to return from this. If I set it to 5 or something, it works fine. But for whatever reason, unless, like... Even if I set it to 5 here, it crashes. Like, it doesn't want to return this to here. Unless there's something I'm missing that doesn't allow this to happen in this file that does allow it to happen in here. But I'm not... There's no requires It's just being dumb. So like this value, no matter what it's set to, never makes it to this point, it seems like. But the unit always does. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking set this. See if it even cares that it's a value there.
Mission log updated.
Get the fuck out of here. It's been an hour and a half of finding that one line that's being a problem and then not being able to fix it. It's very upsetting. I mean, I put in an if nil catch before Viper. The problem is that it's coming up nil in the first, like it's always coming up nil. Right now I'm less concerned about making it not crash if it's nil than find out why it's ever nil in the first place. Well, here it's that, but so it's attempt to get local value, nil value, blah, blah, blah. But the one that it initially was is, can I find, oh, for fuck's sakes. Oops, don't want 302. $265, attempt to compare number with nil. Like, it's telling me exactly what the broken value is. I just don't understand why it's a broken value. Because, like, we literally have the exact same set of functions doing the exact same set of things elsewhere. It is a copy and paste and it's just like regular values, nothing special about them, and I don't understand why they're doing this to me. It's upsetting. On to the next week. Maybe, you know what? I'm just going to move the rest over there. One sec. I'm going to let this work. Okay, so that works because I set the value directly. Let's see what are in these, because Tritone was asking before. It's just 5 of each of them. Well, except for the Nebulon B, which is 15. And I'm going to make my text a little bit bigger for you guys.
This because what?
Display settings. Monitor 1. There. Oh, I really regret that choice. I do maybe 175. Yeah, let's do 175. So here. The problem is, so right now, unit count is being set as the second return value from here, but it's not returning that value. I've never had two return values from a thing before. I didn't know that was possible because I'm not a programmer. But no matter what it's set to in here, it's not getting back to this function. And I'm surprised by that because it does it perfectly here. Like, it's doing the exact same thing here with the exact same code, and that's how from the ground up works. So I'm tempted to just pop all this. Cut that. And just do I want to try it like that to see if the actual stuff is going to work outside of the function. Because it's just not returning from that. Well, if the distribution wasn't correct, then it would have an error on finding the unit. But as we just saw here, if I set the spawn count, then it's fine. Like, the units are always fine. And the distribution is only from the unit. It never factors into getting the spawn count, the unit count. Because, like, on this side, it's all working. This gets returned from here. Where is it? Sorry. Yeah, this gets returned from here, doing the exact same stuff. But here, the unit count doesn't work, but the unit does. The unit is always fine. So I'm just going to try that. Ah. Galactic Battle Cam, it was just never exist. Oh, that's not good.
Mission log
I need to get
updated.
off the display settings. None of the buttons are where the buttons are because I rescaled it.
Tactical battle imminent.
Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that function always returns two values in every implementation, and it works in the other one. Unless... wait. Hold on. Is that even a thing? That's not a thing. Is it not getting an actual value there? But it should be. Or is it just that? No, it's just that it's not using that. Never mind. It's fine. Why is that so small? Is this an Empire at War for ants? Oh shit, that's not what I wanted either. Don't know what a branch is then. Okay, so that crashes. Okay, oh, because this is... This doesn't need to be there. This doesn't need to be there. Technically, player doesn't really need to be there for this. It should for later, but... Dangerous scissors. Never play with scissors, folks. Unless you're becoming frustrated by Empire at War. Then always play with scissors. Do-do-do-do-do.
Mission log.
Did I not get that properly? Well, this is the same as that.
Updated.
So, I don't know. I don't understand. Did you tell them no, Polyworld? That would be the correct answer. Always deny it. How do I force the result? Revolts? I just put the influence count to +3 on all the... Or the unrest count to +3. Like, I don't know why I'm bothering to look at this late. When I know that it's just going to be... Why are you not doing anything? Yeah, it has to be, because if so, Pox, if I set where is it? So if I set here, when I set unit count equals 1 or 5, whatever, then it works. So it's only unit count that's nil, and I'm pretty sure distribution is only used to pick the spawn unit. So the spawn unit is always getting sent back here. Like, this always comes through, and I'd figure if the distribution is wrong, then we wouldn't get this ever either. Right? So the problem is just like, and if I were to, for example, set, if I set this as well, so this one on the right of it, yes. Oh, and I need to copy this message back in. So like, if I set that or that, then this still is nil. So it doesn't seem to be a problem with calculating the actual number. It seems to just never get that number back to here. Which is set up the exact, like, this code is literally copy pasted to here. Pretty much all the whole thing is. So I don't understand why it's doing that. Because there's nothing special about what it's doing, right? Like there's no reason that this shouldn't just give me the thing I want. La, 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 la. So what can I do to be... I'm gonna try to move this back again. I'm not even gonna try to change the rest of it. I'm just gonna take fewer numbers from it. This value units dot get combat rating. I'm gonna try to shortcut this. Yeah, that's all being set correctly. Because like the place that it's getting the error is right here, comparing J to this value, which it's saying is a nil value. So it's saying unit count was nil. So I'm just gonna try that. I'm going to keep literally everything else the same. It does not need to be the same, but I just want to not break anything. And get unit count equals combat rating. Unit should still... Spawn unit should be... That should all be the same data type, so that should work. No problem, Polyworld. Happy to help. This has been a very unproductive 2 hours. Glad you enjoy them, Tyler. Let's see.
Mission log
Yep, that still
updated.
breaks. Why does that break? What the fuck? Is it not getting a unit somewhere? If any of these is invalid, that would definitely do it. Right? Maybe? No, because we already bypassed the point where it was getting... Alright, let's start Star Wars U. Spawn units. I wonder. Let's see. I wonder what that would be. I think it's because it's not able to get combat rating on that. Divided by... Is this ever getting the different data type for it? Da-da-da. I don't think it's able to do this. Unless it doesn't need an object type, it just needs the name. Because I think it's just got the name. I'm gonna lose my hair the longer this goes on. The stream. It'll only take a couple hours and then it'll all be gone. Come on. Just in case. Attempt to index a unit, a nil value. Interesting. At 260. No, I'm not ready with that yet. Spawn, spawn, don't be Thrawn.
Mission log updated.
Let's try this again. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to put in like 30 debug messages and just print them all out. See if we can get anything that way. Because this is not making sense to me, and I don't know what. Okay.
Mission log updated.
This time it spawned. That's progress. I mean, Bob wrote the original code, so that would be a possible help there. $261. Did I not have message on? Or Sasheen, Nebulon B. Is that what that's doing? Did it actually make it through 2 planets? It did.
Building under construction.
Engage.
Nope, that didn't work. This needs to properly run Find Planet and Retreat as well at some point. So I don't think it is, unless it's just crashing before it gets to that point. But 261. Oops. This can go away, but I don't think that's why that's breaking. Let's try that again. I think this is probably going to work. For reasons that I don't understand, compared to what it was doing before. I think we might want to make it change planet owner and retreat and then do planet populate just as its own thing rather than change planet owner and populate. But that might be redundant. So maybe change planet owner and populate should just call change planet owner and retreat. I think it does, but I'll check. So let's see. Disappoint me.
imminent.
Alright, it didn't disappoint me.
Tactical battle imminent.
Oh, it disappointed me. It still crashed somewhere. Poppy light. Okay, nothing's claiming to actually have crashed there.
Mission log updated. Tactical battle imminent.
But I mean, it obviously did. Well, every planet flipped that was supposed to. Yeah, it's probably a break. So I'll do that a more reliable way. Else... So I don't think it actually crashed, I think it just broke. There. Let's do this outside of that. I still have other shit I need to do tonight that I can't stream. Like, probably get food at some point. More food. What tools we use to mod? For Lua scripting, you can see Visual Studio Code. We use 3ds Max and Blender to do modeling and rigging. We use Substance Painter to do texturing. We do some XML and Notepad as well as here. Food is overrated. I mean, it's kind of necessary. I don't like what I had to do to make that work. We have no plans to make standard ISTs a buildable thing for the New Republic. There's like 7 other factions you can play if you want regular access to ISTs. It's like, even if it's only at one planet, most people only build all their capital ships at one planet anyway, so that's not a real limitation. It's never getting out of that while loop. Oh. Because it's less than or equal to. This time, I didn't make the same mistake. Hopefully? Well, not the same mistake. I at least made a different mistake. And that's all I can really ask in life, is making a different mistake every time. You think you'll be releasing videos teaching people how to use the new features? Yeah, so right now I'm doing just the overview videos, but once the mods are releasing, I'm going to do a like a beginner's guide thing, which I kind of did with the Fall of the Republic release, so it'll be kind of along those lines. No, that's not an elf on a shelf. That is an alcohol topper.
Mission log updated.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. It broke again. I'm very upset by this. But that is this. Another one of these. Which...
Tactical battle imminent.
I have 3 of them, but I only have 2 alcohol bottles. I wonder if it's because of how much it's swapping there. I don't know where they're from. My mom bought a bunch of them a couple years ago, so I'd have to ask her. Why is that breaking then? Do I really have to go back into the... This makes no sense. Why does this happen? It's very sad. Very sad. I think it thinks it needs to do something there, but if it can't do anything, then it doesn't do anything. Is it possible to make it do capturing a certain planet or location? I'm not sure what you mean. No, if it's -1, then it'll never be greater than, like, that's just to get it out of the loop. But the fact that I'm making it get out of the loop without doing anything is probably what's causing an issue. So it just doesn't know what it's supposed to do at that point, I think. But it's just inserting stuff into the spawn table, so really it shouldn't matter. Technically, Tritone, it's Bob's code that I'm fixing, or trying to figure out why it's not working in this context. So, it's his fault. But, oh, it's frustrating. Or something is not being fully copied over. Something that was necessary was not copied over by Kiwi that I didn't look for. But I tried to look through all the stuff being passed, and it's all the same. Is it possible to make it so that capturing a planet or space area enables buildable that yields bonuses for like faster build? That's basically what corporations are. Like I don't know if any currently do increase build times or decrease build times, but that's essentially what they do. Everything else is declared. Everything else should fucking work. But I don't fucking get it. Da-da-da-da. All right, sorry about that. OBS just died. Table. Let's talk to his new owner. That all makes sense. Hey, Mark. How's it going there, bud? That's all fine. Okay, we don't want to do it this way. We don't want to just change the owner. We want to actually have it retreat. So, donor utilities. Thank you for the $5 donation. Live your life, cause no harm. Very appreciated. Kiwi, I didn't do anything with it. I disabled it for this. So it's all exactly how you left it. So yeah, we need this to do change planet owner and retreat. Change planet owner and retreat. Rather than having it force the actual retreat, because that's how you get a lot of problems. Need to make sure I have the right arguments for that. But change it to player. That'll at least make them a bit cleaner. You know what? I'm actually going to quit before doing this because that is an important change. That'll make it a bit more obvious what's going on at least. I mean, that's basically LV what the planet influence system already does. It's just it's not a direct like pay credits for influence thing. One of the things that may come into certain factions is like a taxation level, which would impact income directly and balance that out with influence, but that's not it's not currently in. It'd probably be something we work on for 3.1, depending on which planet or which factions we'd want to put that in for. See you, Polyroll. So now, at least instead of like bundling up all these units and sending them places, which can often cause crashes, it'll gather all the units up and put them elsewhere. Because that's why we introduced the change planar owner retreat function, because that was what used to cause the AeroScript crashes, was that it was trying to retreat them manually. So that could easily be the problem we're experiencing right now. Or that could be one of many problems we're experiencing right now. Yeah. That's the problem.
Mission log updated.
That was what went wrong. Yeah, so Kiwi, whenever you're doing planet owner changes, don't use the change planet utility or change owner utility from the base game. It's broken as fuck. What you generally want to use is one of our change owner utilities. That missing, I think, is one of the weird ones that's from... here, missing text. Yeah, it's one of the weird ones that is from the way this tracker is structured, where sometimes it overflows the number of events you're supposed to have from that. But I think we fixed it. So that should be good. Like, it could be cleaner, but whatever. But that, I think we got that. So I'm going to turn that down. I don't know why OBS is being so weird right now. Thank you, Tritone, for the $20 donation. But yeah, I'm almost tempted to... I'm almost tempted to just revert all that and switch this. You know what? I'm gonna fucking do it. I say that as if it's some big risk. Like it's not that epic. I'm copying some code and I'm. Spawn table insert spawn unit. So this is now the only thing we've changed. So we'll see if that fixes it. Well, Pox, the one that I'm working on now is replacing the one Bob made. So like Kiwi is basically converting Bob's setup into a plugin that we can use for FTGU. So when this one works that Kiwi made, we're basically getting rid of the original. This is just basically restructuring it into the plugin style so that we can use it in GCs rather than just in FTGU setup. We'll need a few variants on it, but this is the first step in that.
Mission log updated.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, it has crashed. Oh, right, I know why it did that. I'm a fucking idiot. Because I reverted the bounty hunter changes from the other script. That was anticlimactic. Like, it's hard to describe any particular thing in a 2.5 hour stream where we have changed one line of code, net one line of code so far, as anticlimactic. But that really stands out as being anticlimactic. Making a plugin so you can make story events easier? Yeah, so basically, Pox made a system which is the back end for the mod, which he's also free released, which basically allows us to make these individual things as plugins, so we can turn things on and off in different places, have them work together in different ways, and if we need them in one place, then use it in one place. If we don't, then we don't. And there's some older functions, like the way From the Ground Up is set up, that would be useful in other contexts, because now we need a way to randomly spawn units on the GC. So rather than having a function that does... Alright, OBS, you back now? So rather than have that exist in two places, alright, it looks like it crashed again. So this was necessary then. But yeah. Rather than having stuff exist in two places, we're basically turning it into a plugin that can be used in other places. So, this does need to be done this way. For now, at least. think I'm not going to push this. I am going to push this. The bounty hunters we can take a look at as well now. So that revolt spawner basic fixes. We'll need to take another look at a lot of that, but will the Galaxy Gun and World Devastators be in the mod? Eventually. They need other stuff to be done first. So let's take a look at the bounty hunters, which Kiwi is doing right now, so I don't want to step on his toes anymore. So I think we're actually just going to leave that there then. The dot despawn is returning nil. Okay, I'll take a quick look at that. Dot. I think I might know why. Any way to have planetary shields that prevent ground invasion battles would open up possibilities for Tweeters here to be more active. Not really. That wouldn't really be a thing you'd want to do for the game, because it basically just means it doesn't add any extra gameplay decisions. It just means there's a type of unit you then need, which then just enables planetary battles, which is kind of not epic. First objects. There's a secret to knowing where bombing runs come from? Yeah, it's just the opposite corner of what you got. So if you place it at the bottom right, it'll come in from basically taking the longest path across the map. Let's see if that did anything. So one thing that you'll want to do, regardless, Kiwi, is test valid before despawning it. Otherwise, it will crash. Is the amount of ship crews required for a ship 1-to-1? Does an SSD require multiple crews? I mean, crews are like a resource. It's like credits. So each ship costs X amount of credit, or X amount of ship crews. So like an SSD requires 150. There are 12 different values that it can be, because of how it works, we can't make it an unlimited set of values. It has to be based on an object. So we had to have like 12 different objects that spawn or not. 300, 150 for a balloter. But like an ISD is 30, small frigates are like 1 or 5 or sometimes 10. It depends on the specific unit. So something like a dreadnought might end up being pretty cheap, but would take a decent amount of crews because of them being shit. Are there any plans for other new units coming to the game other than just New Republic ships? Yeah, we've shown a couple from other factions already. The New Republic did get most of the new units in this one just because there's so much to work off of for them compared to other factions. But like there are a couple new Empire of the Hand units added in this one, a couple units that were redone for pretty much every faction. Oh, I don't know what I did there. Shit, did I break it? I must have broke something. The number of ship crews you have will vary based on GC start in some cases. Right now it's a fixed value and probably will remain a fixed value for 3.0 at the start. Like every GC you start with 50 and then you have the income. But like the number of academy structures that you have would vary, and in the future we'll make it so that we can set the value per GC rather than being just the default. Line 67. I'm not sure, but I do actually need to stop the stream here. I'm gonna get some food and then I'm gonna work on some other stuff that is not streamable yet. But hope you guys have enjoyed my 2 hours and 45 minutes of frustration. I'm gonna hopefully do a bit more of this more often on top of other regular streams. But like I was talking about towards the start, there is going to be a 12-hour stream on Sunday. I'm still figuring out the exact specifics of that, but that is going to be to celebrate hitting 30,000 subscribers, which we are 89 away from right now. So we have until Saturday to hopefully hit that. I'm going to put out the schedule for that, but it'll be noon EST till midnight. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed and hope to see you next time. Remember to leave a like or subscribe if you haven't and if you want to help get towards that goal. But thanks for watching.